Sagittarius season. Thanks for tuning in to the Embodied Astrology podcast. I'm Renee Sills. I'm a consulting astrologer, embodiment educator, and the creator of Embodied Astrology. If you enjoy my readings, make sure to pre-order your 2025 Year Ahead Expanded Horoscope now. The Embodied Astrology yearly forecasts for each sign go in depth with the most important transits, offering embodied suggestions for making the most of the opportunities and working skillfully with the challenges. A special treat for the 2025 readings will be sign-specific meditations that accompany your forecasts. You'll be able to use them throughout the year to increase and deepen your alignment with the upcoming year's transformative influences. You might also be interested in your 2024 annual reading, which still has lots of important information for the near and far future and prompts to reflect on the past. The 2024 readings are now discounted by 75%, and you can pre-order your 2025 readings or access this year's reading by clicking the link below. Embodied Astrology is much more than horoscopes and podcasts. It is actually a movement that is full of people who are interested in the ways that astrology can help us more deeply embody our earthly and universal intelligence. We offer ongoing classes, workshops, trainings, and community process spaces where we practice astrology as a language for living. We blend astrology with art, science, healing methodologies, and activist strategies. We hold space for ourselves and each other to expand and explore symbolism, mythology, and meaning. We queer, unpack, and evolve this ancient technology in service of our present needs and future potentials. If this sounds like something you've been looking for, or if my readings resonate for you and you want to take them to the next level, I hope you'll join us sometime. Stick around after your horoscope, and I'm going to tell you more about some of what we offer, how we work, and why I think embodied astrology is a great space for you too. If this work benefits you and you want to help me keep giving these monthly readings for free and help us keep all of our offerings available with financial accessibility and sliding scale, please take a moment right now to like, follow, and subscribe to our channels. This is the #1 way you can help us grow. This season's horoscopes are intuitive offerings for each sign of the zodiac. I hope that they serve and support you in some way. Listen for your sun, moon, and rising signs, and remember that not everything is for everyone, so take what works, leave the rest, and make the meaning that's most meaningful for you. Thank you so much for being here, and now, onto your horoscopes. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Sagittarius season. I'm recording for you on Monday, November 18th. The moon is in Cancer today, and I just looked at my astrology guide and saw that as I'm going to be recording for you, the sun in Scorpio will make a trine to Neptune in Pisces. So we have a lot of good water support for this reading, and I don't always tell people when I'm recording or what's happening, but for some reason I felt compelled to tell you that. And with that information, I'm just going to pray to all of the water divinities that they come and support a reading that really is in service to you at this time. So, Scorpio, welcome to Sagittarius season. We are moving into a season that comes right after yours. And what comes right after your existence? But the need to sustain your existence. And so whenever we're working with the place right after yours, or the second place, or the second solar house, we are working with basic issues of sustenance. And Sagittarius season is pulling a lot of focus into this place because not only is the sun here, but we also have a Mercury retrograde that is going to begin on November 25th, and then also end. Mercury will station direct inside of Sagittarius season on December 15th. The shadow periods are periods of time before and after the actual retrograde where a planet is moving over the same degree range that it will retrograde onto. And so we've actually already been in a buildup to the retrograde for the last couple of weeks, and the shadow period will extend into the first week and a half or so of Capricorn season. So think about this in a long period of time, but definitely over the course of Sagittarius season, you can use this energy by allowing the Mercury retrograde to inspire all the RE prefixes in the areas of your life that have to do with sustenance. So this is your basic needs. This is food, housing, care, and also your not so basic needs. What do you actually need as a person? What sustains you? What really feeds you? What are your deep desires, and what helps you feel stable and like you have what you need in order to do the things that you want to do? This is definitely about money, but also about all kinds of other resources. And because we live in a world that doesn't actually treat all life with reverence and all people equally, we do live in a world where people's access to resource has a lot to do with how they are valued in the world and how we value ourselves. Then this is also a period of time that's asking you to review our E prefix, and I'll say revise and maybe reclaim pieces around your self-confidence and self-worth and your values. What is actually important to you, and what do you value about yourself? And so then we have themes of giving and receiving and exchange that are very important for this period of time. So the RE prefix can be applied liberally this season in these areas of your life. Remain with things, rework some stuff, relocate where you are resourcing so that you can revitalize and replenish in the ways that you need to. The first let's say the first week and a half of Sagittarius season, the place that we are in with Mercury retrograde also spans a new moon. There's a new moon on November 30th. So when we're working with the first part of Mercury retrograde, and definitely when we're leading up to a new moon, it can feel like we don't know what the hell is going on, and all kinds of problems might be apparent. There could be a sense of decreasing energy or confusion or not knowing how to move forward. There might be all kinds of, clusters coming up in the area of your resources and sustenance. You might be asking yourself, how do you get what you need right now? And a lot of you are asking yourself really deep questions around, what do you need actually? And the new moon on November 30th is a really powerful time for you to tune in with this question. What do you need actually? And there are important themes of exchange that are coming up right now that have to do with what you need that you can provide for yourself and generate through your own activities, and what you need that other people are necessary for. And that might include support. It could include witnessing and validation. It could include shared resources of some kind. But there is a sense right now that you are really concentrated on what your needs are, how to get your needs met. And there's also a reworking of these themes. And then kind of, let's say, deepening awareness of values. And that includes what your values are, but also how you leverage what you have and who you are, and the exchanges that you're in, or the relationships that you're in, or the places that you occupy in your professional life or in the world. You want them to see you in a different way and respond to you. And so there's a feeling of you need to know what you have, because a lot of what you have is very valuable. And you don't want to hide that. And so there are also themes right now of you needing to become more public in some way, or show what you have, or make your needs known in new and different ways so that you can be met with the reciprocity and mutuality or exchange that you need. Now, this theme of public gets amplified by a second retrograde. Sagittarius season is just full of it. So we have Mars stationing retrograde on December 5th. Mars is stationing retrograde in Leo, and it will travel back into Cancer next season. Cancer is your fellow water sign, and Leo is your sibling fixed sign. So both Leo and Cancer are super important energies for all Scorpio identified people. They have a lot to do with how you put yourself out in the world, what your guiding principles and philosophies are, the ways that you want to be seen and recognized in public, and then issues around like your life path, your purpose, and maybe what you're doing in your vocation or your career. So as Mars stations retrograde, we have an amplification of your energy needing to get reworked in some ways so that you can move forward in the future more sustainably and successfully and more deeply, I'm going to say, integrated or aligned with your values. Now, for me, when I'm tuning in with these two retrogrades, Mercury and Mars, both retrograde in fire signs, I'm feeling something really important for the collective that has to do with tending fire. And to really tend a fire well, we need to feed the fire, of course. All fires need fuel, and so the issues of sustenance and basic needs are really important here. But we also need to contain a fire, because fires can get out of hand. And if fires are allowed to eat everything, then we have a very destructive fire. And so with Mars stationing retrograde in your solar 10th house of career and public image, and you have Leo up there, something is coming up for me about needing to contain your fire appropriately. This is also a period of time when other influences are giving me clues about you having correct boundaries, you needing to be discerning about who you share your energy with and how. And in the ways that you contain your fire, it feels like there might be important questions around the shapes that you create for yourself or that you locate in which you share your energy. One way that a lot of us share our energy with the world is through working, and how we labor and what we invest in, where we put our time, attention, money, hours, etc. And these retrogrades to me really feel like a need for you to look at how are you using your energy? How are you putting yourself out there in the world? How have you been overworking for results that don't actually give you what you value? There are some ways that a lot of you have been going overboard, doing extra, in order to get back something that you don't even really want, or that doesn't actually satisfy you. You might have been having these kinds of experiences also in your personal relationships, where you feel like you are putting out a lot, or you're going the extra mile, or you're really investing in certain ways, but then you're not getting back what you need or what you want. And so as Mars stations retrograde, this is a call for you to check in with your energy and check in with your efforts. And over the course of the next several months until May of 2025, your life is asking you to review how you are using your energy, how you have been using your energy, and where you need to make some significant changes. When it comes to the kinds of changes that you want, there's something that I'm feeling that is more subtle, and that has to do with what I'm going to say is your psychology. And the sense that I'm getting here is that oftentimes we are overworking in ways that are kind of performative. And overwork itself is a performance, right? If we were going to be totally authentic about our energy and our capacity and our desires, we probably wouldn't be overdoing it or doing extra. A lot of the overwork, whether that is in our jobs or in our relationships or with our families, comes from some kind of sense of not being okay to be who we are. So we might be compensating for insecurities or trying to meet people's needs that they're not really aligned with us or we're projecting onto or something like that. And this comes back to the questions of value and personal value that I was speaking to earlier. So I think that there's something that is needing to get reworked in your psychology. And the feeling that I have in my own body is that it is a really good time for you to give yourself opportunities to feel what it's like to just be. And this means not doing. It means not performing. It might mean not giving as an action. And when you tune in with just being, the truth is that you're always giving. As long as you are alive in the body that you are living in, you are always breathing. You're always a part of a basic exchange in the reciprocity of life. Your exhales are a gift to the plants. Your inhales receive what they have to give. On a fundamental level, just you being is enough. And I really want you to feel this. I really want you to feel what is possible for you, especially when it comes to these themes of personal value, what you value the most and the ways that you feel your own value. I want you to feel that in the context of you're already enough. You can just be. Just being is hard. Super hard. And if you live a life where you have to work for a living, and if you're trying to navigate, society or whatever, there are very few and far between opportunities to just be. And so then we have to make it a practice. And many people have practices of just being, and they call it some form of meditation. So this is a great time for you to meditate, or whatever you want to do with that word. Maybe you want to go sit by a tree. Maybe you want to just tune in and deeply listen and let your sense of listening broaden out to expand and envelop everything that you can hear. Any way that you can access the present moment beingness is what you want to practice, especially as we get into the second part of Sagittarius season and approach the full moon on December 15th. This is a full moon that lands in a very deep, mystical part of your chart. This is a place of alchemy and transformation, and this is also a place where we access your psychology. When you give yourself space to just be, there is a somatic experience that your body gets to have. So my hope for you is that you can practice just being. And in the just being, to notice what it feels like in your body, just to be. Not to need to perform, not to need to work, not to be anyone who you're not to meet other people's expectations or whatever the list of ways that you can not just be are. Just being has a physiological effect. Our heart rates get more regulated. We tend to feel a sense of more coherence and peace between our bodies and the environments that they're part of. And this kind of sensation is something that you want to cultivate. And on a somatic level, you can orient that cultivation through what I'm going to say is your central channel. So give yourself time and space to just be, and try and feel the sensations of just being in your pelvis and in your belly and in your chest and in your throat and in your head. And through your central channel, you have a relationship, you have a direct connection to your birthright as a human being, which is to be a conduit of star energy. You are made of star stuff here on Earth. You, in your body, are entitled to be a conduit of celestial energy, to bring the heavens down to Earth through your inspiration, through your loves, through your curiosity, through your generosity, and also through the ways that you are challenged to survive and exist here in the human realms. And your just beingness has so much intelligence. We are so wise underneath the noise of our minds. There's so much intelligence that lives in our cells. And this is the kind of energy that I want you to tap into throughout Sagittarius season, and definitely as we move towards the full moon. Because this kind of energy is what clarifies your needs. When you can tune into just being and get out of your head about it, you actually know what you need. You actually really know what is most valuable and what your values are. From that space of beingness, where you are allowing yourself to be in your belly and your chest and your head and in your relationships to earth and sky, there is so much intelligence about what path of growth you want to pursue next and where you need to make changes in order to allow that path to open up in front of you. So all of this may feel a little bit out there, and who knows how to ground it, because this is also a time when many of you are trying to figure out tangible, practical issues around your sustenance and your needs and how you're going to be able to move forward in the ways that you want to move forward. Scorpio, your just beingness has all the answers that you need. Your just beingness will give you the courage and clarity to make the steps that are the right next steps. Your just beingness will help you have the conversations that you need to have. Ask for what you need and let people know what you have to give and what exchanges would help you give more of what you have. So please make time, create space to tune in with the embodied intelligence that you already have so much access to. Get quiet, create some kind of rituals for yourself, and in that just beingness, tune in. I think that there's a lot of guidance for you. I hope that this watery energy brought something through that feels supportive to you in this season and for the seasons ahead. Scorpio, I'm wishing you all the best in Sagittarius season and beyond. Bye for now. Thanks for listening to your Sagittarius season reading. If this horoscope resonated for you, please show your support by liking, following, and subscribing, and by sharing this work with your friends and community. I also hope you'll consider working more deeply with us at Embodied Astrology. Because we time our classes, workshops, and events with current transits, we're always offering to the present moment, and we're usually right on time. Every month and throughout the seasons, we engage the creative, experimental, and experiential aspects of current astrology. And our work is always given with an ethos of generosity and accessibility. Our classes, workshops, and series are available with scholarship and sliding scale, and no one is turned away for lack of funds. We do rely on your support and presence to keep us going, though. So help us sustain and support our work by making a one-time or recurring donation, becoming a member, or signing up for one of our offerings. Our offerings this season are exciting, and I hope that you'll join me for some of them. Every Monday, I offer a class called Somatic Space, where we prepare ourselves to work with the astrology of the week ahead through gentle healing body practices, breathwork, meditation, and visualization. You can drop in once to try it out, or if you become a member, you'll also get access to the past class video archive and Tea Time, a monthly conversational space where we learn and share how astrology is moving through our lives and make great friends and build community in the process. Over the course of Sagittarius season, we're also offering a number of unique workshops that are times to help us meet this moment of change and transformation that Sagittarius season is bringing. On Sunday, December 1st, Embodied Astrology is honored to offer a new moon somatic grief ritual and ceremony of connection with ancestors, elements, and the earth, facilitated by Ekua Adisa. Ekua is a grief guide, death care worker, medicine person, medium, world shaper, and ritualist who will be joining our facilitator, Sherry Taylor, in her Embodied Astrology series exploring the femme and queer faces of Saturn, Salve et Coagula. Sherry will be joined again on the solstice, December 21st, for a year's end writing ritual co-led with Janata Petrus. This is an opportunity to reflect with the astrology and the personal and collective lessons of 2024 before we transition into a new calendar year. In between these two sessions with Sherry, you can also join Janata for December 15th's Full Moon Artistic Alchemy session, where you'll learn more about the Sagittarius-Gemini axis in your chart and practice tapping into this energetic polarity through prompts and personal reflections that guide support for living and expressing your courageous creativity throughout the seasons. Finally, on December 7th, the day that Neptune stations direct from its 6-month retrograde, please join us for the final session in the Nebula Lab series hosted by Gabs 404. Over the past 6 months, the Nebula Lab has been a place where we've been learning about Neptune's current transit in the last degrees of the zodiac through art, culture, media, embodiment, history, and technology. In this culminating session, Gabs is joined by Danny D'Amelia. Danny is an artist and educator working at the intersections of performance, visual art, radical pedagogy, and social, relational, ecological justice. Danny will guide us in an exploration of radical intimacy, unnumbing, and expanding our awareness of interrelatedness beyond the human realms. These are, of course, some of the qualities and conditions which we'll most need in the year ahead and the years to come, so I truly hope that you can join us. You can find more information about everything and everyone I just mentioned in the show notes or through the study section at embodiedastrology.com. If you can't make our live events, but you still want to participate, your registration always includes recording access. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening and engaging. I truly hope to see you in an embodied astrology space soon. Bye for now.